Chrissy here from Chrissy Clucky Chronicles, and I'm without my glasses today for good reason, because they fogged up so much when I came outside today. And it's been raining off and on, so I'm out here with the fluff babies, and we're going to talk about leaves. Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about leaves, leaf compost, and what we do out here on our particular yard. Who just did that? Tam.
Oh no!
They're all the time trying to get my shoes, my pants. They're trying to stand on me. She's literally got on my foot. I had to shake her off. I don't want to hold Tam right now. That's how it goes. When you start all your introductions in the chicken yard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Let's talk about leaves, leaf composting, all that kind of good stuff. All right? I heard you the first time.
Ooh.
Leaves, leaves. Everywhere. Everywhere. All over the chicken yard. I mean, they are everywhere. As you can see, Dale, she rakes and scratches and does her little thing. They all do. They all enjoy raking and scratching around in the leaves on the chicken yard. Now, I will rake in between major wind leaf distribution, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just leave it alone, because it is really good for the dirt, really good for the soil. They enjoy playing in the leaves. Now, for things that are on top of their runoff little area there, their little shade shelter, and on top of the roof here, yeah, we'll get those off, because those can cause bugs and cause a problem. But let's walk around the property and let's talk about leaves and what our intentions are, and just what you can do with them, or what you might want to do or might not want to do. So as we're going down the lane here and we're talking about leaves and different things, let me just give you a little bit of the canopy of trees that we're fixing to go under and around. Some of them have done a fine job with releasing the leaves. Some of them have not quite yet done that, and it's okay. We're still in November. These leaves will continue to fall and go all the way through, like here on our property. They fall all the way into January, which is kind of wild when you think about it, but that's just what they do. And it gets thicker here on the lane here as we go down into the woods. And you can see some of the typical shapes of leaves and things for our area, or what we have. Now, when we got this particular property, 22, yeah, December will be 22 years ago when we bought this particular property out here. We basically left it alone. We wanted everything to be wooded, heavily wooded, natural, as pretty as it could be. And there's some places that, you know, we're still cleaning up, and some stuff that we're working on and doing. But for the most part, we left it as natural as possible, other than the area that we cleared out to build our little house. So wildlife, we knew we wanted to have animals, that type of thing. But let's get back to leaves and compost. Now, there's different methods and ways that you can go about having and dealing with your leaves. Because we have such an expansive property here, sometimes it doesn't make sense for us to rake everything up. Now, we will do like the front yard area. We'll chop it up with the mower, we'll rake it. It depends on the year and what our dirt needs. We don't have very good dirt here. Our soil is pretty bad. It's nothing but clay. We're in, I think we're in zone 8A here, in eastern North Carolina. And it's nothing but rocks and clay, and it's not very good for certain plants and certain materials and things. And it just kind of it's kind of crappy. But anyway, when we're talking about leaf compost on the ground as mulch, you can do that. You certainly can. And if you look right down here where you can see, it's still warm enough out here where we still got grass growing. So with your leaf compost, you can use it as organic mulch. It can cover your dirt like we have it out here at the front part of the property. What it'll also help you do is water management. It can help reduce the rainfall runoff and water evaporation, but it'll also help keep your dirt cooler. And you know, especially in like hot weather, if you leave your leaves out, yeah, it takes a longer time for it to break down. Yeah, you can have leaf mold and things like that, but for the most part, things you can do, and you can have all of that. It can also help with soil erosion, like wind and water issues, which it's a good thing that we didn't get rid of our trees and we left a really beautiful woods to walk in, forest if you want to call it, to walk in with all of its natural areas and places and things out here. You'll have to excuse that. The neighbors are doing some work next door if you hear any banging going on. It also can, for the most part, help prevent weeds and things, and it can keep like the soil easier to use and cultivate, because when you have hard rocky clay soil and stuff like that, it just makes it more difficult to dig in. We have to use gas-powered augers here because it is really gnarly to use. It really is. So when you're looking at different types of soils and things, you know, leaf and leaf mulch, leaving it on the ground can really be super beneficial to you guys if that's the route you want to take. Some people don't like leaves laying on the ground. They think it's super lazy and they want to immediately leaf blow them, rake them up. It depends on you and what you like and what you need for your particular area. Now, leaf compost, it can definitely improve soil quality and help your trees and your plants and things grow so much better. It'll loosen compacted soil, adding earthworms, which you know we grow earthworms. You know, you can add those if you don't naturally have them coming up in there, and it can help loosen all the compacted areas and just give you more benefits to your dirt and your ground. It can also, if you got sandy soil in your area, leaf compost and mulch, man, it can help hold in moisture and nutrients if you're in a sandy area where you don't get a lot of moisture and stuff. Now, when you cut the grass or you cut the leaves up, when you shred them, it does allow them to break down faster. I'm just going to let y'all know that, because there's more of that leaf and it's exposed to more of the surface area. So instead of having these big, large leaves like this, you know, imagine if they're all crunched up and shredded up by the mower. Then they get to break down because they're smaller pieces and parts, you know. And anytime you're doing compost, when you're mixing green ingredients, just rich nitrogen sources with brown ingredients, your carbon sources, and the water, you know, you just get some good mixtures of compost dirt and things that you can use for your plants, your lawn management, whatever it is that you need. You can also use like your organic mulch if you decide to go that route in the place of peat moss or straw. Does the same thing. You might not look as pretty as you like it, but it literally does the same thing. It's just up to you. People ask me all the time, should I compost directly on the ground? Well, you know, that's completely up to you. You can compost it directly on the ground, or you can put the material somewhere else in a pile. You can put it in buckets, whatever you want to do. That's completely up to you. You can even bury it. You can bury it in the ground, and that just reduces the time and energy spent of what it needs to do. But it's up to you. Visually, what do you want? You know, what are you trying to do? What exactly is your goal when it comes to leaves and compost and different things? I will say that for me this year, we will get the mower out, and I will have all this graded and chopped up, and I will probably move the majority of it where I need it the most. So maybe this was pretty informational for you guys, and you guys can take the information and do with it ever how you see fit and you need to. I'm going to show you around a little bit here at the end of the video. The woods, the leaves, all the colors, they're pretty, you know, muted right now. They were brighter earlier on. I probably should have showed you in all their beautiful oranges, yellows, and reds, all in their beautiful fall glory. But since they're falling on the ground, you get to see them in a different way, much prettier. It's pretty and brown, but pretty and useful if you want it to be. So I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget, sign up for the newsletter. It's chrissyoshow.com. It comes out monthly. I have blogs on the website. I have free coloring pages for the kiddos. I have free little reading pages for your kiddos. I have family recipes that are going up constantly, weekly on the website. And we have merch page. Because every t-shirt you guys get, every hat you get, every mug you get buys my babies a big old bag of mealworms, and you know how they like snackies. So anyway, to mulch or not to mulch, that is the question. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you plan on mulching? Do you plan on just leaving your leaves on the ground? Do you plan on raking them up? Do you plan on composting? What do you do with your leaves? It's interesting to know what people do with their leaves and how they, you know, dispose of them or make them of some good use. I like to use mine, so we'll see what you say. Anyway, have a fantastic day. I don't know what that was. Oh, it was a squirrel. Anyway, these sounds out here sometimes in the woods can be kind of creepy. But I do appreciate y'all, and I'll heart you great big. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.